And we are live. What's good, everybody? It's your man, BL Saint. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning edition. I really want to know podcast. Um, like I told you guys, I'm gonna be all over the place, man. I'm trying to figure out this new schedule of mine. Like, okay, how am I gonna do this schedule? Um, so you're gonna see me on late, you're gonna see me on early, you guys are gonna see me all over the place, man. On Fridays, you're gonna see me all over the place. Until we figure out something that works. But I noticed something today, bro. The interwebs, man, especially on our side of YouTube, it's a lot of talk about Anton Daniels and Corey Holcomb, man. They had a very heated conversation, let's say, and I definitely wanted to talk about it, bro. It's something worth talking about. So, and I suspect that most of my folks will catch this on team replay because I'm normally on in the evenings. So I'm pretty sure my people out working are doing whatever they're doing with their day. But I wanted to get it in. I wanted to throw it out there. I wanted to see what's what and give my 2 cents on what went down. And let's get into it. And we are live. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the I Really Want to Know podcast, y'all. Get some indeed, bro. As we get into this, it's gonna look as if Corey was trying to get some, bro. You feel me? Like he was going hard. Um, I want to say thanks to everyone who's like giving me a compliment on the background scenery changes. I appreciate it. We're just trying to figure it out. I got shadows back there, man. I'm watching a lot of videos trying to figure out the lighting. If I were in LA, I would just have one of my lighting people come in and do it for me, like set it up and show me how to work it. But I got to figure it out on my own here since I'm so far removed from my Hollywood friends. But we're getting there. We're getting there, but I do appreciate the compliments. We're just trying to do our thing. Over here, this is the on deck circle right here for books that I want to read. This book right here, 1929. That's Andrew Ross Sorkin wrote that book. It's the same guy who wrote Too Big to Fail. That HBO movie that was a hit years and years ago, talks about the housing crisis. I definitely want to read that because he talks about what happened during the Great Depression, like causes to it, and like he has correspondence between like the people who are involved. I can't wait to get to it. But right now, I'm actually reading Too Big to Fail. I watched the movie a million times, but the book is so much better. So as soon as I'm done with Too Big to Fail, I'm going to jump into that monster right there. But shout out to him. And you guys might know dude from CNBC, Squawk Box. He's one of the hosts there. I'm definitely a fan. I think he's an amazing author. And I like his work on CNBC on Squawk Box when they're talking about money and they're talking about politics and all that kind of stuff. So, but that's what that is. Any book you see up there be the book that's on deck. Of course, we have Unplug Alpha right here. Rich Cooper's book. Really, it's a must read for anybody. Any guy here who's on that, on that path to self-improvement, and you're trying to figure out the dating world and all that, you definitely want to read that book. He has a new one out. Rich Cooper does, and I'm going to order that with my next batch of books, and I'm going to read that as well. And then behind me, anything back here is going to be a book that I know from people that I know personally. This is my man Brian Gordon. He wrote this book. He's like, tell your story so they can't F it up. It's a really good book, guys. It's on Amazon. He's self-published, real good dude, self-made man, former Marine, just all around cool cat. He tells his story of what happened to him as a Marine in Japan, where he was facing the death penalty, really, for an incident that happened. And he tells the story of how he got through that. You should check out this book, guys. It's on Amazon. If I can remember, I'll put the links in the description below, later, so you guys can go and check these books out. Got to be reading, guys. Got to be reading. Right? There's so much knowledge out there. Yeah, you got your phone. But man, get these books, support, support these authors, support these people, support their stories, because it's all about that, bro. So let's get into this thing with Corey Holcomb and Anton Daniels, bro. Uh, in my feeds, I'm seeing a lot, man. Like I said, they had a very heated back and forth in LA. So shout out to the GMS show. The clip we're about to watch, I kind of grabbed from there. I was going through the 5150 podcast. I couldn't find it. The episode, maybe they have it titled something different. Maybe they pulled it down. I don't know. I couldn't find it. I was looking for it. I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it's me. I'm sure it's user failure over here. But I couldn't find it. But I did find a whole bunch of clips out there. So I landed on this one, the GMS show. Shout out to him. That link is in the description below. Please go over there, like, share, subscribe, support, all that good stuff. So there's Anton Daniels. Let's just pull this up. Anton is sitting there in studio, 5150 podcast. He's in LA. And I guess they got him out there because, Anton is very conservative and is, right. He's not center right. He's right. He's over there. Right. He's over there politically. For those who don't know, Anton's a guy from Detroit, grew up in Detroit. He's done really well. Social media, YouTube especially, he's like really doing some things. He's into real estate and kind of branching out into that. Buying homes, building homes, flipping properties, that sort of thing. Plus, he does this. He was on Fresh and Fit not too long ago, and he was kind of discussing, his income and the kind of money he's making off of his platform. And his platform does really well. I think he's under 1 million subs. He's had hundreds of thousands of subs, which is great. It's really hard to get subscribers and, stay fresh and keep your audience. And he's managed to do that. And I'm pretty sure he offers classes and stuff like that, or maybe has in the past. But I mean, he's that. He's the social media, the influencer, the YouTuber who's really done well. He caught fire early and has been able to ride the wave ever since. Shout out to him. So he's making the rounds. He's in LA. And he's doing Corey Holcomb. Again, Anton's from Detroit, so he had to basically fly to the other coast. So with Anton, I know it's business. Like, dude is used to going on the platforms that are friendly to him and going on the platforms that are hostile to him. I don't watch a whole lot of his content, but I watch enough. And so he doesn't have a problem doing what he got to do. He knows how to move. I don't know what you guys know about Detroit, but I'm here to tell you, Detroit ain't no joke. It ain't never been a joke. I've been through Detroit a handful of times. I'm a Cincinnati guy. I got people in Detroit. And when I went up there, and this was back in the mid-90s, bro, it was the Terror Dome. It was crazy. Cincinnati crazy, but Detroit something else. So, like, the things they had going on up there, bro, was like, wow. Like, you boys don't make sense. So anybody who grew up in that's what's up. And I know folks are going to say that, but look, bro, dude, Anton, he grew up in the suburbs. Okay. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grow up in the suburbs, but I was in the suburbs. We know what the suburbs were, right? Drama was everywhere. You think you safe because you're in the suburbs, bro? Especially if you come to the city messing with the wrong people, bro, they'll meet you at your spot. They'll be on your block looking for you. So Detroit's that kind of town. So, when people say, well, you're from the suburbs, you ain't getting away from that life. And Anton was saying he used to work at a auto plant. So this is a blue collar guy, out there getting his hands dirty working or whatever. As a young guy, he was working in the plants making hundreds of thousands of dollars. He has a pretty good story. If you guys don't know, go back and check him out. So even if he grew up in the suburbs or whatnot, he was working in the plants. That means he's mixing it up with everybody, right? I mean, that's just how it works, man. Like, thug dudes be getting jobs too. You could be in the streets doing your thing and getting up, going to work every day, and then coming home to the streets and doing that. So the reason I wanted to say all that is to just let you know we're about to watch some stuff here. Just let you know, like, this dude is no stranger to this sort of thing. Talking about Anton, right? I ain't never met the man. It is what it is. I ain't never met him, but just getting the feel for him, watching how he moves. It's like, yeah, this dude know what time it is. And then of course you got Corey Holcomb, comedian. Corey, his whole thing is realism, and Corey's one of those guys that's like, yeah, I'm still in the street heavy, this and that. And again, like, okay, what does that mean? You're in the street heavy. You mean you still cool with the dudes in the street who are in there heavy, or you putting in work? Like, what do you mean by that? But his whole persona is, I'm just a real dude. I'm just a real, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a real one. I'm always gonna be a real one. I don't care how much money I make in Hollywood. And he's one of those guys that didn't compromise and wasn't uh he didn't allow Hollywood and the cool kids to compromise him. He'll tell you stories about Hollywood. He's like, bro, they ain't messing with me because I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'm not gonna deal with this stuff. They're not gonna get me to do this. They're not gonna get me to do that. I'm talking about stuff like wearing a dress, putting on makeup, wearing a wig, because Hollywood will do that to you. Oh, you want to get into this movie? Just an A-list movie? You're gonna be working with like the best of the best. We need you to play this type of role. And Corey Holcomb is one of those guys like, I ain't doing that. I'll just keep doing my comedy. And if here's the thing, Corey, bro, when I was doing my thing in LA, starting as an open micer and getting into the comedy world, I would go to Mo Better Mondays and Crack 'em Up Tuesdays and Chocolate Sundays. That's the Improv, the Laugh Factory, and the Comedy Store. And bro, I've gotten to see Corey perform, and like, dude's an accomplished comic, especially back then, bro. He was killing it, and that was like on the heels of Def Comedy Jam and all that. That it wasn't too much removed from Def Comedy Jam, and then like Def Comedy Jam it was a resurgence, and Corey was one of the guys that was a heavy hitter at the time, and this was one of the names that kept bouncing around, like, oh yeah, they're gonna bring Corey in to do this and that. The dude has a really good, solid reputation as far as being a performer, stand-up guy. As far as comedy goes, I never had any issues with bro. I never worked with bro because I didn't do a lot of the black rooms. That's one of the things when I started as a comic, like, I don't want to be known as a black comic. And people like, what is that? Well, black comic is a comic that does the urban rooms and just, those rooms I just mentioned, and, hitting a circuit where, back in the day they called it the chitlin circuit, but you just going and you just, putting in work and, just doing black rooms, doing black crowds. I wanted to be more of a mainstream kind of guy. So I would go to the white, I would go when it was like the regular mainstream night, which meant mostly white folks. And I would go off to Alhambra and stuff like that, do shows for Asians. I would be in the Valley doing shows, working with Armenians. I was all over. I would go to the hostels and do shows for Europeans and Asians and Australians who would come to the US. They love hostels. So we would go and do, Keith Healy used to run, I think it was USA Hostel. It was a really good spot. We would go in there and do shows. They had a great show twice a week. Max Amini had another one on Melrose. I forget the name of that hostel, but I used to do that. And there, I think he did 2 nights over there as well. So I would go in there and check that out. Shout out to Keith and Max Amini. I don't know where they are, what they're doing, but I hope they are well. Max Amini is like in Europe. I think he actually blew up. Be honest with you, I have to look that up. I think he actually started doing something. He went to Europe, and I think he, he found the bag over there. And as far as Keith Healy, I don't know what happened to Keith, but I'm pretty sure wherever he is, he's fine. But that's what I was doing. I was going around, and then when every now and then I would get invited to go, to play some of these clubs, and like, you want to do a black room? Like, yeah, I'll do it. There was some rooms like the Ha in the Valley. The old Ha, not the newer one. I would do that. And it was another club. Man, it was a club by Venice, off of Venice. I forget what it was called. But Michael Collier used to do a night down there. I was invited to go down there a couple times. I never went in. I was like, bro, I don't feel like dealing with this. Because you would be outside and you would see like the OGs out there, the players, the hustlers. You coming in there, it's like 8, 9 o'clock. I'm trying to be on time. The shows were always late. I was like, bro, I ain't really trying to do this. Ain't really trying to do this. A lot of people like, oh, were you scared? Like, nah, I wasn't scared, bro. It's just some stuff you just don't feel like dealing with. Like, bro, I just don't feel like dealing with this. So I would leave. So I rarely went south of the 10 freeway. People in LA know what I'm talking about. I rarely went south of the 10 to do comedy. But I did. Sometimes I went to Culver City. Sometimes I went to Long Beach. There's a place called New York Brian's in Long Beach. It's a bar we used to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? Again, that was like a mainstream kind of crowd. It was mixed. I had a good time. So anyway, I just wanted to throw all that out there. Corey Holcomb has a solid, at least back then, had a solid reputation as a comic, and I'm pretty sure he still does. And he's doing his thing. He's successful doing his thing. Cope Approach, what's happening? Good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, the beef was funny, huh? In your opinion, I've seen some on Insta. This is crazy, man. Yeah, I wasn't going for the tomfoolery, sis. You right about that. I wasn't trying to play with it. But welcome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate the comments. Um, because when I was doing comedy back then, especially when I was starting, you gotta understand I was an air traffic controller. That was my career. I was an air traffic controller. The comedy was an offset for the stress of ATC. And it was once I got into it, it was a challenge. Like I really enjoyed it. Like, all right, this is cool. I remember the first time I did open mics, the first two open mics I did, the first one I crushed, right? Just killed it. And it was just luck. It just people just happened to walk in there who weren't from LA and they just were happy. They were clapping at everything and whatever. It was just luck. I came back the next night, same material, bombed. Boy, I bombed. It was horrible, which I was supposed to bomb. It was an open mic. It was 3 minutes. I thought I had 3 minutes of material. It was like a minute and a half, right? Once you run through it. And at the end of that, I sat there and, I was like, all right, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it for real. I'm not just going to play around with this. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to throw myself into this life and I'll have my ATC in the day. And then at night I'll do comedy. Otherwise, I'm just going to find something else to do. And you're like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do it. I had met some friends already, some comedic friends. They didn't know I was an air traffic controller. They thought I was just like everyone else, a starving artist. And I got into it. And I am so glad I did. It was great. I still love doing comedy. I don't do it as much now because I'm focused on my daughter. I have a daughter who's about to be 17, right? Her birthday is coming like really soon. So, working with that, focused on my daughter for the next 2 years. I think this is like, pivotal for her. She's about to be a grown up. She ain't a little kid no more. Like, she's grown into a little woman and it's my job to prepare her for what she's going to be dealing with. So I'm focused on that. I can sit here and do this stuff with the cameras or whatever. I could be outside driving my car, do this. That's fine. But as far as like taking gigs in New York or taking gigs in Kansas or taking a gig, on a cruise ship, I don't want to do that because I'm too far away from my daughter. Something might happen and she might need to talk to me. I think one of the things that I like to do for my daughter, I'm there every day. I take her to school, I pick her up, and she knows that. So if anything pops off, I'm there. She knows it. She's like, oh, I'm about to see my dad. I can ask him this and I can ask him that. And every time she gets in the car, it's the same thing every day. How's your day? And it was all right. It was all right. But every now and then I'll ask her, how's your day? And then she'll hit me with something like, well, this happened. I saw this and we get to have that conversation. So, this is just that moment, you know what I mean? This is just the parent moment. I'm just letting folks know if you got a child, you need to be active in their life. You have to be available. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Be available because you never know when they need that little advice or wisdom. And it may not seem like anything to you, but it's a really big thing for them. And it could be pivotal, especially if you're dealing with a girl. It's like, hey, I met this boy and I can like run the game down to her right away. Oh, you met this boy, where's y'all meet? What happened? Blah, blah. Okay, cool. This is what he's going to say. This is what he's going to do. This is what he's trying to do. And I just give her the game, and then she's like, oh, you were right, Papa. Everything you said he tried to do. Yeah, I know. Papa was a little player. I already know. So she's like, all right, cool. Now imagine if I wasn't there and she can't get these questions answered when she wants the question answered. Now she's going to fall for the game. She ain't going to know. And now the conversation becomes, I think I'm pregnant, right? You go from, whoa, how did we get here? Well, that's how it happens because that access, right? So I like being there for my daughter. And if you have a son, same thing. It might not be about women or whatever, but he might be hanging around somebody who's trying to pull him into the streets, trying to pull him into a set, trying to pull him into whatever, trying to get him to do some sort of fraud or maybe setting him up to be a patsy. Same thing with your son. Son, come to the crib and say something like, yo, Pop, blah, 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 blah. I met this girl. She's fine and all right. Oh, what's up? How'd you meet her? Oh, I met her through so-and-so. Isn't that the boy you had drama with? Oh, but that wasn't nothing. We squashed that. Okay, did you? Is it squashed or are they setting you up? Stuff like that. So that available, you want to make sure you're there. Your children need that accessibility and not over the phone or FaceTime, but like you right there. Because a lot of times my daughter just walk up random times and start asking me stuff. Like she wants to talk, she needs answers, and I'm here for that. So that's why I'm not really doing the comedy, but she graduates soon. So once she graduates, different story. Now I'm on the road. Now I'm doing stuff. And it's funny because my daughter knows that's what I'm going to do. And she's already like, yo, I'm coming with you. Like, what? What you mean you coming with me? Because I told her, like, I'm moving. As soon as you graduate, I'm moving. This is the city I'm moving to. And she's like, I guess we moving then. Where we going to stay? I'm like, all right. So people say, you know, you got your kid until 18 and then you're free. Like, that's not true. That's not true. They stay with you. They just stay stuck to you, bro, which is great. I love being a dad. It is what it is. Like, this is Educated Tyrone. This is, your new account, bro. You tripping. It's Educated Tyrone. Dude, is that a female you got in your is that a female you got in your thumbnail thing, bro? You tripping, man. But shout out to you, man. That's Educated Tyrone in the building. This dude, wow. You wildin', son. You wildin'. Brother Mandrell's in the building. Mandrell and I were on Glenn Larson's podcast last night, man. Good to see you, brother. Mandrell introduced me to a white supremacist. He was very polite, and I'm gonna get dude Josh on this platform. I'm gonna talk to a white supremacist, bro. I think this is a great opportunity to get into the mind of a white supremacist. Like, bro, what's up? How did you get here? What do you believe? How did you get here? Who y'all roll with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are you wearing stormtrooper boots and shaving your head like it's suspenders? Or I got a million questions. So stay tuned for that, guys. As soon as we lock it in, it's gonna be me, Mandrell, and Josh, our white supremacist friend. Gonna be a crazy conversation. That's what's up. Team Daughter. Yeah, that's what we gotta do. That's what we gotta do. Team ownership. Owner Spy Lives in the building. What's good? That's what it is, man. And they are, man. Some of those super racist dudes are polite, bro. It is funny, man. At least they're polite. They just, and I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I'll say this and then we'll get into what we came here to talk about. This dude, I really want to get into the mind of a white supremacist. And I want to have these conversations, bro. Because I ain't gonna lie to you. I applaud the man for being upfront about it. How many people out there are extremely racist, but they act like they're not, and they just sit back and sabotage you at every step? Which would you rather have? I'd rather have the dude that's out there, with his SS tattoos and his bald head or whatever, and letting me know where he stands, and there's still gonna be some respect, or it's gonna be some drama. I'd rather have that than the guy who believes all that and is not gonna tell me and is just constantly trying to wait for an opportunity to put that shank in my back. You know what I mean? So I ain't gonna lie. I want to hear what this man has to say. You know what I mean? And look, it's like there's nothing to know about white supremacy. There's plenty to know. You need to know these things. Says you need to know these things. And if you can have someone tell you like their experience, this information is invaluable. You need to know these things. Says the black supremacists are. I don't know where they are. I mean, some people would say that, I'm not, we got some radicals out there, but I'm open to everybody, bro. I don't know, man. Like, where are they? People say, well, the Black Panthers are black supremacists. Like, no, it ain't. Black Panthers are all about survival. They're not anti anybody. They're just, protecting us and the culture. So I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe we'll find out. So let's get into this. Anton video, Anton and Corey Holcomb. And again, shout out to the GMS Show. This is where I got the clip. If you guys haven't seen it, I haven't seen all of it. So let's go.
Watch this. We ain't stupid.
Who is he? Because I want to know who.
Why do you think that ICE agent was able to shoot that woman? I want to know who the.
Hold on. Let's be real. That woman.
Damn.
Well, that's what you would say to somebody you don't know or whatever.
No.
I'm on the streets. I've been pulled over police.
Who on the streets?
Or ICE agents, whatever.
You in LA. I'm in Detroit. I'm in the blackest city in the United States of America. I can move anywhere I want to go. I choose to stay in the core of my city, and I choose to participate in my neighborhood. I choose to interact and truly use my tax dollars and whatever it is and give jobs. I employ over 50 people. I put my money in my community with my people. So I choose to engage. So when we talking about being in the streets, That don't count to me. I don't
Well,
hear
that's
that.
what should count.
I don't hear
because
that.
Out there in the streets where the people live that you helping, they could get pulled over and shot by a cop, and an investigation will be said. But here's the truth. We know, if I believe you know this already, when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it.
Oh my God.
I don't understand where Corey was going with that. I mean, if you want to talk about police brutality, yeah, you can have that conversation. You want to talk about bad cops? There are plenty of bad cops in Detroit, horrible cops in Detroit. The videos are out there. I mean, this has always been a thing throughout the Midwest, you know, in the South, you know, even out on the West Coast. And one of the things, I don't know if Anton's going to touch on this, but I'd rather be in LA than be in Detroit dealing with the LAPD. I ain't never had a bad run-in with the LAPD, which is crazy. I've had some run-ins with the LA County Sheriff. like they was on some stuff sometimes. Sometimes they be on one. But here's the thing, I was never south of the 10 either. South of the 10 freeway. And out there, when they talk about freeways, they always put the word "the" in front of the number of the freeway. So it's not 405, it's the 405, the 118, the 10. It's an LA thing. But I'm never south. I rarely went south of the 10. LAPD acts differently down there, South Central, East LA, and all that. They act different in Compton and Watts. You know what I mean? They act different when you're south of 10. They act different in Ladera Heights when you're over that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they act different over there. So, you know, down around, you know, Figueroa, Pico, you know what I mean? All that stuff down there. Venice. And like the 10 freeway in Venice kind of run parallel. So if you're south of Venice, you're south of the 10. And I did notice that. The cops were a little heavier-handed, I should say. But when you're up around Beverly Hills, you're up in the Valley, you're in Studio City, Sherman Oaks, you know, Warner Center, and you know, cops are like, "Hey, how you doing, sir? Hey, what's going on?" Chopping it up, having conversations. You know what I mean? Even like in West Hollywood, just having a conversation. If you're doing something wrong, they'll tell you, like, you do that, you know, you can't do that. If I see you doing that again, I'm gonna have to do what I do. I understand that. Cool, officer, appreciate it. But when I talked to the brothers that was down in the hood, they were like, yeah, man, you know, shit, F the police down here, bro, they wilding. But at least you get that. In Detroit, it was all bad, man. It was all bad. So if Corey wanted to have a conversation about police brutality, I mean, he and Anton will have similar notes. You know what I mean? I don't know where Corey Holcomb was going with that, bro. I don't know at all. Let's keep going.
This is so crazy.
Do you think that's wrong what I said?
This is so insane.
Is that what I said? I said when the cops shoot you, ain't nothing you can do about it. Is that a lie?
This is so insane.
But you didn't answer it. Like,
I'm going to answer your question.
Okay.
I'm going to answer your question. It depends on the circumstance. And the interesting thing about it is this. The majority of the people, because you like to use a blanket statement. That's like me saying all black people are stupid.
Well, have you said all white people stupid?
No, I'm talking about cops.
You should say that one time.
I'm talking about
because
cops.
it's easy to say all black people are stupid as an example. Say something about the white people.
No. You're not. I don't think you got people all the time.
Oh, well, I didn't hear you. Can you tell me? Because I
talk
don't
about
know.
liberal white women literally being.
Yeah, he just said F that woman that got shot. So, I mean, he just said it moments before on this platform. What I think this is, bro, just watching it, Corey Holcomb doesn't like Anton. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like his views. And Anton is used to this. So Anton is better suited for this type of back and forth, this heated discussion. We can't even call it a debate. And Corey's going to come at it like he in the barbershop. That's what I'm seeing here. You got that dude in the barbershop who's well-traveled, who's done well, but he just can't leave the hood alone. You know, and then you got the other dude from the hood who's well-traveled, did his thing, made his money, and refused to leave. And he's like, you know, investing in his community, helping people in his community, doing his thing. So it's going to be real hard to point your finger if you're Corey at Anton and just be like, oh, you just, you know, you trying to Uncle Tom and Coon and all this. Is like, because he's still in the hood, bro. A real hood. Like, he in Detroit, fam. Like, come on, bro. Detroit is way worse than South Central. way worse. Right. And just like sis is saying, bro, in LA, basically, if you ain't looking like a gangbanger, it's like, LAPD ain't gonna mess with you. But Inglewood PD will. I don't care if you're wearing a suit. That's one of the places, again, LAPD I've never had problems with. But LA County Sheriff, Inglewood, Compton PD, Van Nuys PD, which is a subset of LA. But you got other municipalities where it's a problem. And I don't care if you're wearing a tuxedo. Like, that's straight up. That's straight up. So it's not all about looking like a gangbanger. Like, you can be out there, literally in a 3-piece suit, and you can expect some harassment from some cops. And it boils down to the cops. But overall, my experience with LAPD was very professional. I don't have any really bad things to say, right? I think the best PD I've ever encountered is Miami-Dade police, and top tier. I love them. Great cops. They really do their thing. They're great cops. I've never had a bad run-in with Miami-Dade police. I can't say that about Broward. I can't say that, about up, like in the Fort Lauderdale area and all that, but I can't say that about Miami. It's like, just like most black people don't like Anton. Yeah, I'm feeling that, and Corey, he keeping it hood. He keeping it hood. Tyrone from Philly crazy too, man. Philly crazy. You know what I mean? Memphis, St. Louis, New Orleans, you right, bro. You naming all the hot spots, bro. Like, that's Memphis, anywhere in Tennessee, Knoxville, Memphis, bro, Nashville, bro. It's crazy down there. Them dudes, them YNs be going ham down there. And the same thing like St. Louis and the Lou, they crazy over there, bro. You know what I mean? That's why I was tripping when Nelly came out with his country, whatever. Like, them boys are wild in St. Louis, Texas, Louisiana. I mean, hell, going down to Georgia, Mississippi, Alabama, bro. The further south you go, man, the crazier it gets because it pops out. It comes from out of nowhere. Like, bro, what's going on? Where these guns come from? They just be letting them go. But yeah, bro, Detroit. Let's continue.
The biggest enemy of the United States of America. That's the thing I say every single day.
Female, the biggest
literally enemy. White liberal women are the worst thing that ever happened to this country.
What about their men?
But we gonna get there because you keep trying to get me to qualify it by participating and joining in on the court.
I think you're doing what's easy.
No. I'm doing what's real.
I think you don't want to go against them because if you go against them, it'll be some video of you going against them. And when I say them, I'm talking about your boss.
I don't have a boss.
We say that. We say that, but here's the truth.
I don't have a boss.
It's a reason you go after black males or black people quicker than you will go after white males. What are white males responsible for in this country as the downfall of it?
Equal accountability smoke giver. I talk about everybody.
I'm just saying, I ain't heard you talk about white men since you've been up here.
You ain't been listening. You ain't been listening.
I've been listening to you.
No, you haven't.
I hear you
you don't have the capacity to be able to listen because you're too busy.
No. You got me wrong.
You too busy.
My capacity that you just criticized, that's an opinion. Here's the fact. Have you said something about Caucasian males and how they destroy this nation? Well, what did I miss?
Let's slow down.
So there, what Anton missed is Corey said, you haven't said anything negative about white men since you've been here, meaning in my studio sitting at this table, which by that point, maybe he hadn't, because these are just clips. I haven't seen, the GMS show put this together. I don't know if this is, how it flowed, or was it something that we missed? Anton is saying I have. And right there, Anton threw a shot. He basically called Corey dumb. Right now you challenging this manhood. Oh, you ain't capable of. When you hear some shit like that, bro, it's like, oh, word. So okay. Anton threw a shot. Corey was just doing what Corey does. He probably, like Mandriel says, he already doesn't like dude. And he's like, oh, you gonna come in here and say some shit like that to me? Right? Notice the co-host, the female, she's just sitting there. They can't even get into the conversation because of this passionate conversation going back and forth. But Anton just threw a shot. I don't know if he meant to do it or he did it just out of, reflex, because that's how he always does it. And maybe he's thinking, ah, shit, I shouldn't have said that. And I mean, he has an opportunity to say, hey, man, my bad. I didn't mean it like that. What I mean is this, right? But he's not trying to clean it up. And I think this is probably where the drama began. This is probably where Corey's like, I'm about to smack this nigga. Let's keep going.
Because you talking loud, but you're not saying a lot.
No, you talking loud,
talking loud,
and you still talking around. What did the Caucasian male do to America to bring it down?
I'm not getting into that.
You dancing around it.
No,
and that's why I lose respect for you when you start dancing and kissing Caucasian males' ass.
But I don't.
Don't do that in front of me because I'm not an ass kisser of nobody.
Yes, you are. You suck the black people right now. You doing the easy shit. What you do, let me tell you what you do.
Nah, homie, let me tell you something, homie.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you.
I don't
ain't
suck.
nobody tell you to, yeah,
I don't
you do.
suck.
Do.
So fix
you doing
that.
it right.
So here it is. See, Anton fired the shots. See, I haven't seen this. I'm watching this. This is new to me. I purposely didn't watch. I want you guys to, you know what I mean, to get my reaction fresh or whatever. Anton's out of pocket, bro. You don't say these things like you're not capable of doing this. Basically saying like, you know what I mean, you ain't smart. You know, he's dancing around. He want to say you just a dumb, you know what I'm saying, Negro. That's what he wants to say. He's not cleaning it up. Corey let that go a little bit, like, whatever. He's like, you just talking loud, you ain't saying nothing. Like, no, I'm saying something. You the one dancing around it, and I don't kiss nobody's ass. That's what Corey's like. I don't kiss ass. You over here kissing the white boy's ass. And Corey could have used another body part, but he said ass. And it was Anton like, nah, bro, you sucking. And it's like, what? Now I can see why it's going to get to where it's going to get. Yeah, people in general don't like being called low IQ. You know what I'm saying? But dudes, especially like hood dudes, like, I mean, like Corey let it slide. He got it. Corey, you can't be a successful comedian and be dumb. I mean, there's some people, because you will say, oh, there's successful comedians out there that they're stupid. Nah, there are comedians out there, the dumb comedians who make it, they make it as a writer, or they make it doing acting, or they're doing something else, but their comedy still sucks. There's a certain IQ you got to have. You know, you have to be tuned in to make your crowd laugh, right? Because, I mean, that's what bombing is all about. Like, you bomb because you didn't read the room. Corey's nobody's dummy. Like, and this man deserves all the respect and all the flowers that he gets because he earned it. You know, comedy is a tough gig. And again, he never sold out or compromised himself to Hollywood. And I'm pretty sure he had a bunch of dudes trying him. That's just how Hollywood works. And now here's Anton. There's a guy that you really don't respect. You don't really like the guy. Now, then it's like, well, why you even have him on the show? Because you want views or whatever. But now he's sitting here saying this stuff. You're letting stuff slide. Corey's letting it go. And then all of a sudden he's saying, oh, you out here sucking deep? Yeah. Yeah. You don't do that. You don't
now,
I don't suck.
You doing it right now.
Homie, believe me when I tell you. I don't do that.
I tell you.
I don't do that.
Listen.
So don't come at me with no sucking.
I'm going to give you the same energy you give me.
Let's
see. And that's the warning.
I'm with it.
Homie,
he gave him the warning. Corey gave him the out. Corey gave him the out. Like, look, bro, we ain't gonna hide that. You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna come here, basically in my house, my studio, you in my city, and you're gonna say this. Anton pushed his buttons, and this must be something Anton planned to do. But yeah, Corey is definitely in the right. You see what he's saying? Like, let's switch seats. I want to get closer to this dude.
I don't do no sucking shit. I'm a motherfucking man. I don't do no sucking shit.
I don't give a fuck about nothing.
Well, I tell you what, watch that sucking shit, because that'll go bad.
Call it what you want.
I don't do no fucking.
You say a lot of shit that I don't fuck with either. You
okay, but that gay shit, oh, you go. Hey, homie, I tell you,
right here.
Don't put no sucking shit. Don't put no.
And look, Anton's on that. He's like, I'm right here. So here's the thing, like, Anton knows what he's doing. I'm pretty sure, like, Anton ain't like most of these content creators out here who ain't never been punched in the mouth. I guarantee you Anton done got his ass beat a couple times. That just goes with the territory, bro. I know I done took some L's. It is what it is. Just growing up the way we grew up, you win some, you lose some, bro. I mean, so I know he understands that. What I don't understand is why he chose to do it this way. Like, what's going on in Anton's mind? Is he thinking, is he thinking this is gonna go viral? And I don't care if it comes down to throwing blows. You know what I mean? I don't care. You know, like, it is what it is. We can get down like that. I mean, is that what he's thinking? Or did he just kind of lose control? He's talking reckless like he normally talks reckless to some folks. And now you dealing with a dude who's like, nah, man, you ain't gonna say that. Because Corey's thing is like, you're not gonna say anything gay about me, bro. Don't say that. Don't use that term. Ain't nobody sucking nothing over here, bro. You have to take that back right now, or we finna escalate this. That's where Corey is coming from. And I'm just looking at this, man. I gotta tell you, Corey ain't wrong, in my opinion. Corey is not wrong, in my opinion. Right? Anton, bro, if by some crazy off chance you see this, fam, you were wrong saying what you said like that, bro. Yeah, you were wrong, man. Like, that's something that you can't say that, man. Don't telling some dude you gonna suck this and suck that. You calling that guy something, bro. You calling him something. And now it's like, oh, we got to check each other's manhood over here, bro. Like, what? It's time to get it in. Let's keep going.
Detroit,
shit
nigga.
on me, nigga.
I'm from Detroit.
Say
right
I
now.
suck it again.
I'm right here, right now.
All right, that's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna respect you.
Dance around it. Dance around it.
No. I don't do no fucking shit. I'm gonna respect you because it's your platform, and I flew out here to have a conversation.
We good.
But you're not crossing up on me.
Yo,
We good. I did already. I don't do
Put the
sucking shit.
microphone right down, right now, and go on her back. I don't give a fuck about this shit.
Homie, you just running your mouth.
I'm not running my mouth.
You running your mouth. I don't do
You
no
doing this shit
sucking
for the internet. You doing it for the internet. Now, if you want to say, yo,
who doing it? Well, you see, this is the gamble now. I can't say that Anton doubled down. Anton did bow down because he knew he was wrong. Like I said, man, if you a hood dude, you a hood dude. You know when you're wrong, bro. I ain't never been in a situation where I was like, I don't know what happened. Like, shit, I know exactly what happened. 75% of the time, I'm the reason it happened. Right? It was just me losing my temper, whatever, getting big. You get big on somebody, bro, and then it escalates. You can't sit back and be like, hold on. Yeah, I'm keeping 100. That's what the weak do. Right? That's what the white boys do. They get big, they get pops, and then they're like, oh, what? I don't know. What's happening? What's happening? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all done seen it. Anton knows what he did. Now, did he plan to do it? Was he surprised by the reaction? Possibly. You know, Corey's like, let me get over there. Because Corey's thing is, you ain't gonna say that I'm sucking anything. It was like, forget everything else. We talking about this right now. Them words you just used. And Anton's like, well, you gonna get up on me, man. You just doing it for the internet. And I'm respecting you on your platform, but if you want to go outside, we can go outside. I think Anton means that. I think he means it. I don't think he's afraid to stand his ground and fight. I don't think so. You know what I mean? I don't think so. But he's in it. Like, you in it. You're on the West Coast. Like, it just, bro, it's just right now, it's like, okay, who am I here with? Like, what's going on? Right? What's the situation here? Who's in the room? Like, now it's a whole bunch of questions I have. Like, I would have to see what's on the other side of the camera. Like, who's in the room? How big is the room? What neighborhood are we in? You know what I mean? What time of day or night is it? Like, a lot can happen, bro. But again, Anton started this, man. Like, Tyrone, you right, man. Anton was out of pocket. He was out of pocket. And Corey was like, nah, Corey definitely checking. This is a check right here. Like, nah, bro, you ain't gonna say that about me. And Corey's like, yo, I'm letting you know right now, don't say that again. And I'm right here now. Let's keep going.
no, No, hold on. If you want
I'll
to say
show
Anton,
you I ain't doing it for the internet.
if you want to say Anton, listen, don't disrespect me like that. If you want to say Anton, don't disrespect me like that. I'll respect you, but don't boss up on me because you said a lot to me today that I don't fuck either. But I let that shit ride because you don't know me. So I'm gonna extend the same respect to you. You called me out of my name. You said some wild shit, especially with regard to how would it call this nigga out his name? Nigga, I'm telling you.
I don't recall hearing Corey call Anton out his name. They were kind of going back and forth. You know what I mean? There was a lot of shit on the slide going out there, like the low IQ comment and all that. And it was like Corey was on some, you basically performing for the white people. That's like you on some Uncle Tom, you on some coon and shit, but he didn't use those words, but it was implied. So they both were implying things, but Anton escalated it with the Corey said you kissing the white man's butt. Anton responds with you sucking D. You sucking the black, you sucking the black audience D. And that's what I saw. And now, we got this, Anton's voice is getting real high. Now they're yelling, they're screaming at one another. And here's the deal. If you really got a problem with somebody, bro, and if you really about that, at this point, it's you done already got close. At this point, if you're really trying to do something, it's time to smack somebody, bro. That's, to me, that's what happens next. Again, I haven't seen all this, so we're going to see. I don't know if anybody put their hands on anyone else, but that's generally what happens next. Like you done said something to the man. Now the man sitting there next to you, he letting you know, like, bro, you dealing with the wrong one. We about to have a problem right here. Y'all face to face. And all right, the next step is yak. Open hand, right? Because there's a difference between the open hand and the closed fist. There's a difference. One's a misdemeanor, the other's a felony, right? So you're thinking that, right? This is all recorded. So you're like, all right, there's gonna be a civil suit. I ain't really worried about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried about the criminal thing. I'm not worried about assault. I'm worried about how much money I'm gonna have to pay in the civil suit. It's gonna be hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So you're thinking about that. But if you get to that point, he's like, I'm gonna do this, and we're gonna see what happens. Maybe we just have like a little smack battle or something. You know what I mean? But that's normally what happens. Someone's gonna have to reach out and touch somebody. Let's see if that goes that way.
Second. Hold on. We just getting loud. I ain't gonna get loud.
Then don't switch seats.
No, this is my show. This is my show.
That's cool, but I take that shit as a threat.
Okay, well, it is a threat if you calling me dick sucking. I don't dick suck, my nigga.
Man, what you talking about?
I don't dick suck.
If you want to get back to the conversation, because you ain't gonna do shit. Because you not gonna do shit.
Come at me with that dick suck.
He ratcheted it up again. You ain't gonna do nothing. Damn. Like, you ain't gonna do nothing. It was every time it seems it's about to bubble down a little bit, Anton just cranks it up. Oh, you ain't gonna do nothing. You over here like you threatening me. You ain't gonna do nothing. And then what Corey say? Say that one more time. And we gonna see what happens. This is, now you at that point. Okay, it ain't nothing else to say. Someone gonna have to get hit, grabbed, snatched, slammed, you know what I mean, elbow, kneed, something has to happen. At this point, it has to get physical, or it's just a lot of people talking loud and saying nothing. That's what it is right now. Anton knows that, being out of Detroit. I think Corey is originally from Chicago. Same thing, out of Chicago. So Corey understands that, being out of Chicago. His co-host, she's back there smiling. That's hilarious. You got people in the, like I said, we can't see what's on the other side of the camera. It's obviously other people in the room. I don't know what neighborhood they're in. I don't know where that studio is. You know what I mean? So it's like, Anton, if he didn't say that, if he didn't basically goad him on, like, what you gonna do, nigga? You ain't gonna do nothing. What? Like, so, you know what I mean? Like, somebody who got rage issues, that's all they need to hear, bro. It's red rum at that point. What? I ain't gonna do nothing. What? You know what I mean? And it is funny. It is funny. It's all laughs until somebody gets choked. Let's see what happens.
Say I suck dick again, nigga.
We can go out back right now. We can go out back right now. I'm with it.
I bet you won't say that shit.
Or didn't get up. He said, get up. Let's
I
go.
got money for all this. Whatever.
I got money too. Don't nobody give a f about that shit.
Hey,
No, it's not respect.
I ain't falling for them. I ain't fuck up. Darlene, get out the way. Don't. Let me tell you something.
Fact.
I ain't got to go back right
Anton
now.
funny, bro. Master. Holy shit. Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco.
Don DeMarco. Anton was like, again, this is a Detroit dude. He knew what it was. He knows. It seems to me he knows what he's doing. Corey was saying what Corey was saying, and now he's like, let's just go out back, bro. If you bout that life, let's go right now. Damn these cameras, let's go out back. That's the move. Hey, y'all, that's the move. That's the next logical step. We done peacocked, we done put our chests out, we done said what we said, we getting loud, we saying all this shit, and it's like, all right. Anton's like, all right, well, bro, if you really feel that way, let's go outside right now. Anton standing up. Now you see that Anton he stood up so he can get himself some distance. He got himself some distance. He didn't leave, but he got himself some distance. He's up. He's facing him. He's ready. I give Anton that. Still, Anton, bro, if you watching this, you started that shit, homie. You started it. But like we used to say back in the 80s, you know what I'm saying? I started it and I'll finish it. He was ready to go the distance. He was ready to go the distance. Like, all right, we can go outside right now, bro. Let's go. Both these dudes out of shape. I mean, if they did go out back, it wouldn't have lasted more than 3 minutes. Like I'm in my mid-50s, bro. It's when you lock up with someone, try to tussle, bro. I'm out of breath in like 45 seconds. It's a wrap. I ain't training. You know what I mean? I ain't out there getting ready. And Corey, to his credit, and if any ladies watching this, if you see two dudes yelling at each other and, you know, doing all that kind of stuff, do not get in between them. Ladies, leave. Get distance. Earlier, I was talking about my daughter. One of the first lessons I told my daughter when she got to middle school, and especially when she got to high school, and I'm like, because boys are starting to hit their growth spurt. My daughter's real tall, so she was bigger than all the boys, elementary school, you know, all the way through 6th grade, like her first year in middle school. But after that, like, all right, boys are stronger than you. Their testosterone is kicking in. Don't try to fight a boy. Run. If something's going down, run. If you can get away, get away. You know, if you can't get away, here's where you strike. You kick here, you scratch there. This is what you do, but then you run. Right? Ladies, don't ever get between two guys when they look like they about to do something. Don't ever do it. When Corey said that to old girl, like, move, get out of here, that was real talk right there, man. I don't know why ladies like to get in the middle of shit. Don't do it. But back to these two dudes. Anton said, let's go out back. And Corey's like, we got to go out back anyway when this is over. And now Corey starts talking about the money. Corey starts talking about, you know, the court and this and that. Anton's like, I got money too. Like, it is what it is. Like, you want to do this? Let's do this. And if I'm Corey, let's go. Let's get outside right now before anybody can grab their phone. Tell everybody to stay inside. We're going to go handle this like two real dudes. We're going to deal with this. We'll be right back. It ain't like they're going to go end each other. It ain't like they're going to pull out some tools. It ain't going to be no popping. There ain't going to be no slashing. There ain't going to be no nothing. Like, hey, you know, hey, y'all stay in here. We're going to go handle this. We'll be right back. Anton gave Corey the out to go do what you say you want to do. Here it is, bro. Here's the opportunity. I should say opportunity, not the out. Here's your opportunity to come on out here and handle this. So you talking about you want to do something, you posturing, you right next to me, you know, you talking about see what I'm gonna do, watch what happens. All right, cool, let's go outside and do it right now. And he's like, I'm worried about courts, which I would be worried about too. Like, but shit, at some point you got shit. We passed that. We passed that. Right? So Anton's playing chess. Now, if Anton was a real knucklehead, a real hard head, once they sit back down, he can, he could turn to Corey and be like, "Yo, dick sucking ass ain't gonna do nothing," right? If he could do that, and then at that point, I think Corey would have no choice but to grab him. But I wonder if he's gonna do that. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens next.
That's all I'm saying. And if I don't say it how you like
if you want to get back to the conversation, we can get back to the conversation.
But just know,
I'm not listening to none of that shit, bro.
Here, nigga.
I'm not listening to none of that shit. If you want to get back to the
long as you know,
bro, you're not that tough.
Damn.
Now, immediately after his appearance on the 5150 show, Anton Daniels went live with Yuck Mouth to recap what just happened. He went on to say that Corey should thank him for allowing him to go on his platform to give Corey the biggest show of his entire podcast career. That's right. He said Corey needs to show gratitude for his numbers being able to go up like they never have before. Said that they had a conversation beforehand about how he wanted to help Corey get his bag up off this YouTube game. Man, even Yuck Mouth said that Anton stood on business with Corey. Listen to what he had to say right here.
Man, you can help me get my numbers up.
No, listen.
Help me get my numbers up.
I told Corey, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I told Corey on the phone, I said, nigga, you need to get your numbers up. You need help. I got you, bro.
But this show do like 10,000 live.
No. I'm talking about his money.
Oh, right. Money. Okay. Got you.
Monetizing this shit. Fuck the views if you can't monetize it the right way. If you can't run up a bag from it, well, what the fuck we doing?
Yeah, really though.
So Anton went out here with the intent of having the viral moment, quote unquote, right? And he's like, I'm gonna do what I got to do to get there. That's what it sounds like he's saying right here. And it doesn't sound like Corey was complicit with him. Like Corey just didn't know. He was just like, are you gonna come out and do the show? So Corey's just expecting the show, and Anton is just saying this wild shit. And then what happens. They got, people like me and everybody else talking about it. And Mandrill, you're right, bro. Not everybody's about clicks and views, man. Not everybody is on that. There's people out here who be on some other shit. You know what I mean? There's some people out here who can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, you can get us out the hood, but you can't get the hood out of us. But so Anton is saying he was doing this for the viral moment, the clicks and the views. But it seemed to me that he was ready to fight over it. He was ready to take it there, or would he have gotten outside like, hey man, I'm just doing, hold on. I'm just doing it for the clicks. You got your viral moment, man. It's cool. Let's go back in there and let's squash it. I wonder.
Okay. I can say this though, from looking at the numbers right now.
Well, let me know.
Hey, you know what he said? You know what he said?
You know what he said?
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, we gonna get on that. All right. That's what that nigga said. Yeah. Because, man, I ain't even gonna say no more, man. God bless that nigga, man.
Man, y'all gonna do a part 2 of this shit.
Y'all at 56. Y'all at 50. He had 56K in 1 hour. He ain't did that too much.
No, nigga.
In 1 hour.
No. I want to see a nigga make 56K in 1 hour. I don't give a fuck about how many views. I give a fuck about that's why I tune in. That's why I start messing with my boy Yuck Mouth, because I'm trying to learn more how people monetize in that particular field, in that space, because I do see a lot of people, and I know a lot of personal people that do numbers, but they're not really seeing no bread from it. Honestly, listen,
all right. So it doesn't seem to me that Corey knew what was going on. Maybe Anton went out there with the intention of sparking this somehow. And what we saw is the result of that. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm okay. I'm with Mandrill, bro. It ain't about the clicks and the views, bro. Like it's just damn, man. What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And I'm looking at Anton's video, videos. I'm on his channel right now, and I don't see anything about this. You know, he's got posts from 12 hours ago. I know he was doing a live because he's always doing lives, but I don't see anything on here. So I'm bro. Wow. Okay. Anton, Anton pushed the buttons, bro. He instigated that. Anton might have been acting, but Corey wasn't. And Anton was like, hey, let's go out back. So somehow Corey knew there wasn't gonna be, I'm sorry, somehow Anton knew that Corey really wasn't trying to take it there. When Corey started talking about the money. Anton Daniels, 1.23 million subscribers on his main channel. Then he has the Millionaire Show that has like 400,000. So yeah, dude, Anton is making money in this thing. Damn, I didn't realize he had that many views. As y'all can see, I don't really watch dude like that, but I don't know, guys. On the spot was asking me like, hey, did Anton have security? Yeah, there was a part in there where Anton said he had someone in there with him. He had security. I got paid for security, and Corey was like, "Oh, you had to pay for security. I got my people in here." And bro, a wealthy man is gonna pay for security. I don't want my homies with me when I'm out here working because I'm responsible for what they do. And if I'm in there with some of my people and something like this happens, bro, they might come jumping from behind the camera. They might set it off. So it's like, nah, I want professionals in there, licensed, bonded, doing what they do. So yeah, I know that there's a video out there somewhere when he mentioned he had security with him. But bro, damn. Anton did all that just for the viral moment. I mean, that's just crazy. Like I'm trying to find the video. Oh, here it is. Anton's live right now.
Tell him to stop. Mr. Neo says, to sum it up, Corey was disrespectful first on Anton responded, and even Dry Snitch trying to expose him as a cheater. Big L Corey. Henry Woodmore says, Anton, dog, don't even worry about it. Keep going. These ninjas ain't trying to get to no solutions. It's all entertainment. Courtney Jones, what up, though? I appreciate you, Courtney. Scott Woodford says, as a white man, you are correct. Eric TV says, I'm Cali Ninja. You would said, I'll back when we be throwing hands, shoulders, knees, and toes. I would shack your hands. That's how I made all of my friends. Hold on one.
Yeah, we just not quite sure what's going on here. But yeah, we'll just remove that. Oh, maybe he did it.
And if Anton would, nigga, he started saying disrespectful shit way I ever even, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna return the same energy that you gave it to. When they start the clips, and when people start to do they don't start it at where he said Caucasian me and that. Can I take that as gay? Would I be justified to be offended at that?
All right.
But I don't, that don't,
All right.
I don't take it to mean shit. His words don't resonate with me. And so this is another thing that I want y'all to learn, Black people.
All right. We're listening to this.
Want you to be a victim. I don't look at myself as a victim. My father taught me that life is 90%, 10% of it is 90% of how you respond to it. Why would I get offended? I've never pedestalized this nigga. This nigga don't mean nothing to me. He a content creator. Okay, cool. So that's what we going. To the hell with it. You can't control.
So we've been listening to Anton, and like, you know, it's like my system was glitching a little bit. You know, and like I said before, man, like dudes from the hood, just like Corey's from the hood, it is what it is. You know, Anton is saying, Corey said that I'm kissing white boy butt, that's gay. And it is, you know what I mean? But there's a difference between kissing somebody's butt and some D. Right. And that's, you know, again, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, and I respect Anton. I do. You can't not help but respect the man. I respect the fact that he's not afraid to go out there and mix with people to different paths and talk to folks. Like, back and forth, they never got there. But they could have had the back and forth. But I ain't gonna lie, man. Like in time, bro. Like you set it off. You know, telling another man like, "Yo, you sucking D, bro." That's way different than kissing butt. And I hear what he's saying. He's like, "Oh, people didn't bring that part up." I'm like, man, that was the escalation. And so I guess Anton took that as a slight, and I'm like, that's the escalations. That's an escalation, bro. You know, yeah, Jay Swan's in the building. My people in the building. What's good, fam? Yeah, he's been hitting the mouth, bro. He's been hitting the mouth more than once. This dude's, you know, Corey Holcomb's been hitting the mouth, guaranteed. You know what I mean? You know, these are dudes who know what it is. And it was Corey who pulled back. You know, Corey was started talking about worried about a civil case, worried about money. And it sounded like I got money too. In fact, you know, it's like, okay, whose bag is bigger? I don't know. Who has more money? I don't know. Who does better on social media? They can be probably, but it's like Corey Holcomb and they made that podcast is out there. But I don't lie to you, man. Like, and I know time. Look at, man, you tell a man, you know, you out here, you know, sucking. Bro, them fighting words. Kissing somebody, but you fucking
can respond to you once you disrespect them. You can't say, "Oh, it's you doing the easy shit." What now you offended? Bro.
That hits hard though.
Now you rolling your eyes and you offended.
It's hard.
Always go where niggas get offended. And let me tell you another thing about black people. They emotional. They emotional. They can't hold that shit in. They can't control themselves. But where he went wrong, is this. And we gonna get, I'm gonna tell you where he went wrong. What you do? Let me tell you.
Yeah. It's fighting words. You ain't getting away from that one. Yeah, I'm fighting words right there, bro. Like you want the drama. When you say that to another man, and it was like I said, if you go out right now, Corey Holcomb did not take him up on his offer. What the young kids call it, the fade. He offered the fade, and Corey didn't want to take him up on the fade. So that's that. You know what I mean? That's that. That's gonna run on YouTube probably for a couple days. They'll talk about it. It'll be a little back and forth. I think Anton is gonna reach out to Corey to do another one while he's still out there. Well, let's meet up again. Let's do another one while he's still out there. Just to get more money, just to keep that fire burning. Because that's what you would do, right? You got everyone's attention. You got to follow them up with something. The thing about LA, man, so many dudes like to jump into other people's issues. This thing about LA, Corey the homie, man. If I see that Anton, I'm a run him. I'm a run him. It's like you ain't got nothing to do with that. And this might be 100% business on Anton's side, and he's probably talking to Corey like, "Yo, you understand this is business, bro? So, keep your people at bay. Let them know this is just what we're doing. We're gonna run up the bag." I think that might be the issue. But I'm gonna end with this. What I saw when it came to that escalation, if you're ever in an argument with another man, right out there, I'm talking to y'all out there. If you're ever in an argument with a man, and you point to that man and like, "Yo, you out here sucking D," be ready to fight. Be ready, because there's not many men gonna let that slide. Be ready. That's them's fighting words right there, bro. That is commitment to the conflict. It's kind of like when a white dude calls you nigga to your face. That's normally he's so committed to the conflict. Didn't nothing else work. He called your mama out of her name. He called you out of your name. You still didn't do nothing. He's like, all right, well, you just a weak ass nigga. Yeah, know it's on then. That's you committed to the conflict. And I've, from Cincinnati, I've had white boys go that far. Like, man, you really want to fight, do you? All right, let's get it on then. Let's get it on, Jack. But yeah, man, Anton escalated that thing. Strategically, I see why he did it. Everyone's talking about it on Black YouTube. This is a thing. Views are coming in for people who are monetized. That's going to equal dollars. Plus, he's going to be able to do more stuff. Anton is going to run this on all of his platforms, and they're going to. I wouldn't be surprised if there's not one more conversation, interview between these two while Anton's in LA. There's probably one more coming. Probably not going to have it at that studio. It's like, "I'll meet me at so-and-so. We'll do it remote." By remote, we'll do it on location. We'll bring in a crew. We'll shoot it. It's neutral ground. We ain't worried about nothing. Like, we'll do it in a nice neighborhood. I'm like, bro, we'll do it in my hotel. I'll rent a conference room. We'll come shoot it here. Right? Ain't nobody going to do nothing wild up on, what I'm saying? I know you stay in someplace nice. I'm over here in Bel Air, or I'm over here Beverly Hills. I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Studio City. I'm in Century City. Like, y'all ain't going to wild out over here. I'm in Century City. So, you could do it that way. Remove the threat. Bring your own team in. You can get a crew in there, man. It costs you next to nothing to set that up. Editor, they can edit on the spot. You could probably even do a live broadcast. They got all that in LA. You get it for nothing. There's so many of them out there. So I would not be surprised if we, we see something like that over the, next couple of days, and they continue to run the numbers up. But yeah, man, and Anton, Antoine, he set that off. He set that off. Kissing butt and sucking somebody's D is you point at a man and say, man, you suck dick, versus you kissing somebody's butt, bro. Two different insults, man. And one is way more powerful than the other. That's my take on it. You tell me what your take on it is out there, guys. I appreciate y'all rocking out with me. I gotta go. I gotta get ready to do. Well, actually, I got work to do here. I got work to do. I have ebook number 16. I have that formatted. I have to do some editing to get that going, get it into the ebook form. And then I have some shorts I gotta make, and then I have a video to make, a faceless video to make. So I still got stuff to do. And then I have to pick my daughter up at 3:30. So I got to run, guys. This was great. I'm going to try to shoot 2 or 3 days a week around 11. I'm trying to do some early shows. Just gets me up, gets me moving. My man Jay Swan's like, you got to stay active, man. Don't get off that damn couch, boy. And he's right. So plan on seeing me. Go ahead and pencil it in. Don't put it in ink yet, but pencil it in. Let's look at 11 to 12 o'clock shows. Let's look at 11 o'clock shows. Probably do like maybe 2 a week. You know what I mean? We might do them like on Monday and Thursday, or Monday and Wednesday, or something like that. And if there's anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. We're going to be talking about what's going on in the housing market down here. It's crazy, guys. Like, it's, Sister I am down here in Florida, the housing market has definitely turned. What's funny is people are trying to sell and can't move their properties, and they don't want to drop the prices. The buyers are not paying the high prices because they know this is the top of the market and there's nowhere to go but down from here. So we're going to talk about that probably next time we come on. We're going to talk about what's going on politically. Bro, we might have to throw a dart at the map and see what we're going to talk about. I don't know if we're going to talk about Venezuela or Colombia or Mexico, or Cuba or Iran, but we're going to be talking about some of that stuff and how crazy it is right now. Also, I want to talk about Trump's plan to cap credit card APRs at 10%, which would be amazing for the American people, but I don't understand why Trump is doing it. We definitely want to get into that a little bit. And of course, if you want to hear some Red Pill stuff, man, tune back in. Those shows I do at night, look for the videos. We're going to talk about what's going on in dating. We're going to talk about why it seems that marriage seems to have failed, what people are going to do about it. We're definitely going to do that. Make sure you guys check out the Red Pill Lens. Let me drop the link. Here. Make sure you guys check out the Red Pill Lens. This is where I'm dropping those faceless YouTube videos. And yeah, the voiceover work is done by yours truly. I really appreciate people who do voiceovers, because that stuff's hard, man. Once you get your script written, you got to sit there and write it. And even if it's like 9 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, bro, the platform that I use, I can't just record it in clips and then put it all together. I got to record all the way through. And man, when you flub a word, man, that sucks. You get there, you're doing an 8-minute video, you get to 7 minutes and 49 seconds and you screw up a word or you misread something, you know what I mean? Or somebody beats on the door, the dog starts barking, and like, oh, I got to do that all over again. It's crazy. So here's a video I'm going to drop in the chat. Less is more. This is over on the Red Pill Lens. Check this out. Let me get back to the show. Here it is. I'm gonna put this in the chat so you guys can check it out as soon as the chat is up here. Check out that video, guys. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, subscribe to the Red Pill Lens. I would really appreciate it. We're up to like 20 or 21 subscribers. Like, we're brand new over there. And let me know if you have any suggestions. Let me know. And I'm also working on a Black History channel. It's called Our History is American History. I only got 2 videos up on that. One video is up. The other will drop, I think, tonight. and I'm working on that. So once I get a few more videos on there, I'll start dropping links in there so you guys go check that out. That one I'm really proud of. We talked the first videos about the triple nickel. I dropped that on this platform, but it's over there as well. And I just did one about who created, the elevator. Did a black man create the elevator? That's a really good one as well. It talks about what really happened, who created what, who did what. So once we get a couple more videos over there, guys, I'll drop the links on those so you guys come over and support. So that's it. I'm done. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was, it was something. It was something. That's all I can say about that. It was something. And best believe we're going to see more. That's not the end of that. We're going to see some more. So that's it. That's all I got, man. Appreciate y'all rocking out with me. Tyrone, bro, whenever you jump on Cope Approach, make sure you remind me it's you because I be forgetting. Brother Mandrell, on the spot live. Appreciate you, sis. Jay Swans, appreciate you, brother, always. And everyone else, did I miss anybody? I think that's what we had today. And all you guys out there goes watching, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm DL Saint. This is I Really Want to Know podcast, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.
Nothing like I've ever seen. It's just a thing of beauty.
Darn, that's the end.
Thanks for watching. We really appreciate your support. And if you like that video, check out this one or maybe that one. We'll see you around. Peace.